Oh, yep. It always seems to vary how many seconds it takes. I click it 5 seconds before or 10 seconds before or on the hour. It still seems to always be different. Good morning, gang. Hello, hello. No surprises. You know where we are today with what we're doing. Microphone check. Okay. and so it begins. Are you harassing me? Okay, let's do some of this. Not sure how many days' work is left on this section here of wave. It all depends how much attention I can spend on it. I don't think I have any distractions today. Cameron's off today. It's Sunday. He's off for the 3-day weekend. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Should be back tomorrow. And today's the last day of the Golden Week. It's the long Golden Week holiday finishes today. So it sucks. Outside is going to be rip-roaring, absolutely. People's last chance to relax for a day. The weather looks good. It's been threatening to rain and rain and rain for days now, but it's held off through most of Golden Week. That was good morning from the crows, was it? So what have we got this morning? The usual crowd. Good morning, guys. No, haven't heard anything about rats. It's silent. Absolutely silent. So yeah, maybe. So I really don't know what to think, and there's nothing I can do anything about it. We can't investigate up there. All we can do is just get on with our life. I can't feel too sad about rats. They had a good run of it. This building, before we came in, the second floor had been abandoned for. We've heard different stories that it was abandoned for 12 years or so or longer. We don't really know. So they had a pretty good run of it. They were left to themselves. They had lots of access in and out of the building, so they must have gone out to get their food and come back to have a sheltered place to live. And when we came here 3.5 years ago, it was, their days were numbered from that point. But I shouldn't crow about this too soon. We don't know. Rats are pretty, what's the word? They're pretty tough characters. And, wouldn't at any point call that battle won. You'll see what happens. This is a very old building, and all kinds of holes and cracks and not sure where to go, what area to work on. It's a touch of oil or camellia oil. The paper is not much of it left, but here and there there's bits of white flecks, some of the paper's left. If I put a touch of oil onto the block, it makes it transparent and much easier to see. I've mentioned before, I can't put oil over the whole thing because it just softens it up too much and it'll start to peel off. So I can only do the area that I'm going to be carving in the next few minutes. I worked a couple of hours last night on getting the content ready for the next video, and we're almost ready to start filming. The reason this one's taking a bit of time to get ready is because it's going to be quite an involved video. This one might be, I don't know, around half an hour long or so. And it's going to need a lot of, what do they call the B-roll stuff, you know, a lot of intercut stuff. It's going to be a David's Choice video, this next one. And I've had, you know, some interesting feedback on the previous David's Choice videos. You know, I sit there and look at the camera and talk about the print, blah, 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 blah. And there's been some common sense feedback that says there's too much, not too much talk, but there's too much time with the camera looking at me and not enough time with the camera actually showing the print itself. So, you know, I've been talking about the print, look at this, look at this, look at this, and you can't actually see what I'm talking about because I'm sitting there with a video camera on my nose, you know. And because I do these all by myself, it's kind of difficult, you know, for me to sit and talk and then have, if we had another cameraman, he could be panning over the film, the print or something while I talk about it. It's been difficult to find that balance. So this next one, I'm going to try as well as I can to redress that balance. I've got a bunch of things I want to talk about the print. But of course it only makes sense if you can see the things I'm talking about. So rather than try and do it all in the one cut that I've been doing, that's been a bit silly. You know, I've been sitting in front of the camera, get the talk ready, and I do it in one cut, and then intersperse that with little bits of small film trying to show the print. So this time I'm going to try and do it differently. I'm not going to try and do the whole thing in one take. It just doesn't make any sense. The presentation, it's going to be about 30 minutes long about this particular print. I'm going to try and look at it as more of a sort of a, this sounds pretentious, more of a sort of a documentary. In other words, I'm preparing the content that I want to include in the thing, and then I'm not going to try and do it all in one long cut before the camera. I'm going to record it in a bunch of pieces, and maybe even in more than one location this time, and then try and edit it together with lots and lots of close-ups of the print, you know, panning over the print while the conversation still goes on. And I don't know if I've got the, you know, the real video chops to do this. I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm trying to get it together. I'm trying to get the content ready first. You know, a stream of explanation, what I would explain first, and next, and next. It's not a script. It's a script outline, I guess, you know, just to make sure I don't miss anything in particular, you know. So anyway, that's under preparation. I spent a couple of hours on it last night. I mean, I'm not teasing. I'm not sure when it's going to be ready. It won't be tomorrow or the next day. It's going to take some while to get this together. Hopefully, it should be an interesting thing. But it sure would be nice if there was, you know, some crew here or something, a camera crew. I could do my preparation, talking about this stuff and getting ready what I want to say. And then arrange with the Moko Hong Kong video department. Okay, guys, let's do this Tuesday morning. Have everything ready for me, please, you know. Yeah, right. That's going to happen. Not tomorrow. My God, we could do so many good videos if we had that kind of capability here. There's so many things to talk about. So where are we here? Where are we here? How's the knife blade been holding up? It seems to be okay. I know I haven't been doing any other carving than what's been on the stream, and it hasn't broken for, I don't know, when did it last break? I don't remember. 3 or 4 or 5 days ago? I've touched it up. I've sharpened it a bit here and there. Before I start each stream, I touch it up a little bit. These curdy wave, yeah, someone's talking about the curdy sections here, putting stress on the tape. Actually, not really, because this is really rough drawing. Hokusai is really a zigzag, zigzag kind of guy. These are not smooth, round curves. And you can see what I'm doing. I'm carving them all in small sections, little bits, little bits, little bits, a lot of triangles. That's the way he drew it. So this is actually not too much stress on the knife. If it was delicate, tiny, perfectly round circles, that's really tough to carve. Someone fly in Spielberg to Osaka. I don't think that would be such a good idea. I know, not to diss the guy himself, but I think the thing about our videos is that they are not, I know, overproduced. They're not, you know, they're not about the video. They're about the content. And even myself, as I play with how to do these things and think about the format, I'm really trying to remember that sort of a mantra. Dave, don't make this about the video itself. Don't think about the production. Don't overproduce it. Don't make people go, ooh, wow, look at that video technique. Don't make it about the video. Just leave it, make it about the content. The content you're trying to talk about is number one. And it's okay right now because I don't have video help. But if I did have video help, if people came in to say, here, I'll do a documentary or blah, 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 those guys are going to be thinking about the video quality or the video itself as the end goal. So I'm not quite so sure about this, you know. We seem to have stumbled into a good, I was going to use the word formula, a good formula if that's what it is, in that it's just the right balance between acceptable video quality and the content of the thing itself, you know. The one I'm most frustrated with is the audio. The audio is terrible, and I'm really not sure how to make it better. And I think, given the software I'm using, iMovie, it's probably not going to be able to increase the audio quality. And we chatted about it before. We got ourselves, when we bought the new computer in December, we ordered it with Final Cut Pro built in, and so we've got a good, fast new Mac here with Final Cut Pro. But we ran into a big problem the first time I sat down to use it, in that it wouldn't, Final Cut Pro doesn't talk to our drawable, which is the reason I bought the damn thing in the first place. But it was about my lack of, I should have done more research. You know, I just assumed that a giant drive like the drawable, that was what it was for, storing huge video files. The damn things won't talk to each other. iMovie, Final Cut Pro won't store on that device. So it's just sitting there unused. I threw my money away. You know, the drawable is working for other things. Our normal files go on it. We've set it up as a time capsule. It's doing backup for us and stuff like that. So it's functionally working. But Final Cut Pro will not accept that type of device as a storage medium. It's in something to do with the setup, the way it wants to store things. I have no idea. So the drawable works with the computer, but it won't work with Final Cut Pro. And this is not a bug. I mean, once it didn't work, I went into it and started looking what's going on. And you read the documentation in there, it's not going to work. And this is, from their point of view, it's a feature, not a bug. So it's just my bad research. I should have looked into it more carefully before I bought the thing. You know, I just didn't even assume there would be a problem. So the next video is going to be done the same way as the previous ones. I'll do it in iMovie for now. And just punt down the road getting the new software worked out. It's just a limit to how much time I can spend on that sort of stuff, you know. Just got to get some content produced first. You know. There's one little thing about this next video coming up that makes me a tad nervous, and some people are perhaps going to misunderstand this. You know. In the process of making it, I'm actually going to have to destroy a couple of small woodbuck prints. I used to destroy a bit wildly. I'm going to have to spoil some prints. There might be a bit of blowback on that. Dave, what are you doing? But I think it's okay. We'll see. We'll give it a try anyway. We're going to pack some ceramics. Okay, where to next? I see black questions here. The current sound setup with the audio, it's because at the moment when I do it, audio comes from a few different sources. When I sit and record the videos, I no longer use the internal camera mic. Okay, I in fact use the same mic that I'm using right now for this. I use my mic and I record separately to a digital audio recorder. Then I put the video file into iMovie, remove its audio file, you know, the audio that went into the camera itself. And then I sync up the two, the audio from the digital audio recorder and then the video from the camera. But then on top of that, I also have to do some voiceovers. And I can never get the audio on the voiceovers, which I do with the same system. I use the same mic going into the same digital audio recorder. But when I then pull it into iMovie, iMovie itself does stuff to the audio. And I can never get the things to be the same. I can never get clean, clear audio. There's just always some sort of funny background noise or some weird compression or whatever. Because iMovie, because it's a consumer-based software suite, obviously, it's helping you in the background doing stuff. And I can't get nice, clean, clear audio that seems to be, you know, properly balanced. All I can guess is once I go to Final Cut Pro, it will give me complete control over this, you know. I can add, you know, the various compressions and whatever that allow me to get that thing sorted out. But at the moment, it's chaos. See, if you go back to the most recent videos, there's the audio is up and down and flat and high. Even though I'm trying to record it as cleanly and as quietly as possible. And part of it too is this building, you know, even right now as we speak, as we're sitting here right now, the window is partly open and the giant air conditioners that are running on the department store 2 blocks down. The sound is coming in the window. And when we do the sizing streams upstairs, it's vivid. People even complain on the stream, what's the funny noise in the background, you know. So we don't exactly have studio quality recording here in the middle of Tokyo. Anyway, I'm not to complain. I think these things are okay, and we'll just try bit by bit to improve them as we go. And I think I'm going to be much more amenable to the idea of using outside help on some of these things, you know, after that experience the last couple of days. I didn't notice, is Mr. the Koringami, is he here? I don't know. I didn't see his name here on the stream today. But after you saw, those of you who were on yesterday's stream, you saw the examples of the Photoshop help I got with the old file and the new file. So the Photoshop help I got the last few days was really, really helpful. And it sort of opened my eyes a bit to the fact that there's people out there with some real skills that I don't have, and it might be more, you know, if I start to use these people's skills a bit more. So that was cool yesterday. He did such a wonderful job on that old photo, on that old file. Yeah. Mr. Konigami is here, yep. Thanks again for that work, you know, what's going on, the ongoing project there. It's fabulous. I should talk to you about the shutter graphics, I guess. I don't know. Can't do too many things at once here. Oh, the fonts. The fonts. So, well, if we can't get the fonts then that I've been using to work on your machine, then don't sweat it. We can do the text layer separate. You know, I can do that at this end at the final stage of the process, you know. At the end of the day, I'll just be exporting a TIFF file for the printer, so I can easily, if you just keep the text layers separate, I can just run them at this end. So. But they're just, you know, TTF files, true type files. They should work on Windows, I believe. Okay, questions. Have I considered a microscope with a camera built in? I have one. I have a trinolar microscope. I have the same basic model. The one I'm using right now is a binaural stereo microscope. If that's a bit of a word, too much word. It works fine. It's got a really good magnification. I don't use super high magnification. I've talked about this before. I'm not using this thing to zoom in, you know, to look at little bugs on the surface or whatever. Or I'm using it mostly as a pair of glasses. My own eyes now are really funny. They're going up and down, in and around, and I have trouble focusing on stuff at different distances from my face. And this thing, by using the microscope here, it sets, you know, I adjust the lenses to set what I need for my eyes, and then just set it and forget it. And the other side benefit of using this is that it keeps my focus in an exact same place on the desk all the time. So the camera is pointed at that spot, and we don't have to worry about the camera tracking my hands all over the place as I move the block around the desk. So these are the main rationales for using the microscope. I said I have a trinaural, and I tried it one day, but the problem is is that it's got built-in lenses. It's got a different kind of plug-and-play lenses, and they're too strong magnification. And the field of view for me is only about 1 centimeter across. And it would be really super if somebody's studying integrated circuits or bugs or bacteria or whatever. But it's too strong for me. This is not an insurmountable problem. What could be done is I can take the 2 microscope shells, swap out the lenses from one to the other, so that these weak, quote unquote, lenses were in the trinaural, and put the strong ones back in here. And then we could put a camera up on top, and you guys would see down through the top of the microscope into exactly what I'm seeing. So yeah, I have the capability of all that. It's all in-house. It's all here waiting to be done, but it's quite a big job swapping out those lenses and figuring out how to do it and getting all the camera work set up. It's just on my list of things to do. And it's not a priority, I'm sorry. It just hasn't been a priority. So it will be fun one day, so let's not worry about it. We'll just look forward to the day when this camera system works a different way, and you can just look down through the scope together with me, seeing the knife blade slice into the wood, seeing the angle, getting a feel for it. And it will really, really be useful for people who are trying to learn how to carve, with one caveat. I'm left-handed. So I don't know how useful it will be for people to see, Swap the video just left to right, pretend that I'm right-handed, whatever, I don't know. As far as numbers, what is this magnification? I don't really know what to say. I don't know the numbers of this. This thing, I've got it set to the lowest magnification at the moment. And what I can see in this, I can see the field of view myself. There's the left side, there's the right side. So I'm seeing a circle. Maybe I can draw it here, I don't know. I'm seeing a circle just about that big. Where am I here? Left to right. Up there's the very top, coming round. There's the bottom. So how many centimeters? Let's just measure it. Let's see. Get these numbers. I've never worked it out before. Oh, it doesn't work. Here we go. Let's try this. This is a centimeter scale. If I put it right to the left there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 centimeters. That's what I see. Yeah, top to bottom. So I'm seeing a circle 5 centimeters in diameter, and this is the lowest magnification. If I zoom it in, this is totally useless for me to work with because it's just... let's try and get this. Where is it? I can't make it focus. There it is. Whoa! Useless, useless. I'm seeing, where is it? I see about 5 millimeters. I don't even know where it is. I can't find it. Somewhere here. Hey, the area between my fingers is all I'm seeing. So of course it's pointless. It's absolutely useless for this carving. It looks cool. Look at that. I can see the grain of the wood. I can see... Oh my God, I gotta cut my nails. So I don't know the numbers involved here with microscope numbers by X or by 5 or by 2 or by 10 or whatever. All I can say is that when I look down through this now, I see a 5 centimeter circle, which is just right. I can see where the knife is, I can see where the knife's going, I can see my finger, I can see the nearby area. It's just a perfect magnification. And of course the other advantage about these stereoscopes, it's called a stereo microscope, is that the lens is lifted way up off the surface of the wood. So there's room inside here for my hand. My hand can go under the lens with no problem. So I just carve completely naturally and normally. And I don't need glasses. It's like being young again. Excuse me. I probably won't get there in time. I wish. はい、もしもし、モコハンカンです。はい、デイビッドです。はい。はい。はい、おはようございます。はい。今ですね、今ちょっと生放送中ですが、営業時間は10時からですから、その時からは全然問題ありませんから。いいですか？どうも、待ちしております。はい、どうも、Thank you。はい、よろしくお願いします。It wasn't a salesman, it was somebody phoning from the area near my home, probably the community association near Bakanome where I live. So. We don't get cold calls from salesmen here. It's not really a feature of Japanese culture. Not to me anyway, not that I'm familiar with. Maybe Suzuki-san gets them. Somebody called Buru. The people who would phone are going to think twice before they phone a foreigner. So I don't get random sales calls. It's not a problem for me here. Although I can't speak for the culture in general. Maybe Japanese names in a phone directory do get bugged. But Western names in a phone directory get pretty much left alone. A bit messy in there, sorry about that. Well, I know something else I forgot to mention. I got an email last night, voice from the past. I didn't remember at first. I saw the name and recognized that I knew this name from somewhere, but I couldn't remember what it was. Then when I read the content, it's a young man in Colombia. He had written to me, it would have been back in 2013 or 2014, somewhere on there, I don't know. He was working with a printmakers group in Colombia and had a request to do an interview. He wanted to do a video interview by Skype. And whatever, I guess I hadn't been too busy at the time or something, so I said, yes, sure, whatever. So he sent me a bunch of questions, and we had originally intended to do it by Skype, but it didn't work out technically. The quality was just not good enough, whatever. So what we ended up agreeing to, and I guess I don't remember why, but I agreed to this at the time, was that he would send me the written questions. He at his end would record himself asking the questions. I at this end would record separately my answers to the questions, and he would paste it all together into a video interview, camera left, camera right, camera left, camera right, whatever. So we went ahead and did it. He sent me the questions, and they were just generic, softballs about my work. This wasn't any interview. It was just some questions about, what I was doing and why I was doing it and stuff like that. So I did it. I sent him the video files from this end, and he was supposed to prepare something at his end, and it just never happened. I never heard from him again, and whatever. I just chalked it up to, okay, Dave, don't be so willing to say yes. Have people, just show you some kind of track record before you agree too easily to all this stuff, and didn't think much more about it. Anyway, email comes from a guy this morning and says, it's ready. And I can only laugh, because for me, I'm not this, I have to be careful, because I sometimes promise stuff and say it's going to be ready tomorrow, and it turns out to be not tomorrow, or a 90-minute stream becomes a 3-hour stream, or whatever, So I'm cool, I'm laughing about this. But so what was supposed to happen within a couple of days took 4 years to do. Anyway, he's got it up online. He sent me the link this morning. He's done it as a YouTube video. And he sent me the link this morning, and it isn't done the way he explained it first. He was going to video himself. He didn't do that. He just took out his part and just left me talking sort of aimlessly off to the side, pretending that there's a person there in the room with me. So I don't know. It looks a bit phony. I don't know what to say. But anyway, it's there. It's fine. No problem. It's me just answering some questions, which remain unspoken, but I guess it doesn't much matter. And I posted the link to our blog this morning, so you can find it there. If you go to the Moko Hong Kong Conversations blog, mokohongkong.com/conversations, you'll find a link to the YouTube there. Oh, talk. Can't catch all this. Yeah, I don't mean to badmouth the guy. The interview was fine. It came out okay. I don't know what I don't at this point even remember what the questions were, but what you see are my answers, and I guess they're just generic. How did you get started and that kind of stuff. I don't at this point even remember. But, it just seems a bit phony with me looking off to one side as though there was somebody sitting in the room and talking to them. I do my own YouTube videos always. I try and look exactly as much as I can into the camera to try and whatever. Why don't you give the impression of speaking directly to people? I don't really know what to say about that. But I try and look right into the camera as much as possible, rather than just pretend that somebody else is in the room. But he's chosen a different format for it. It's okay. It's going well today, peacefully getting through this thing. Nice. Not sure what the rest of the day will be like. Yesterday was middling in the shop here. 2 days ago it was staggering, just everything. The number of people, the number of sales, everything. Yesterday was more normal, what we expect from this Golden Week time. I talked about that before, I think. I got a bit of static for this yesterday. I think in the morning, a couple of days ago, I had said we're in a bit of a slow period for us Golden Week. Not too many foreigners, we can get some work done, sleep, blah, blah, blah. And then it was an astonishing day. But it just brings up the point again. We never know what to expect. When you do a shop, you open the door, you put the sign up, and you never know what's going to happen, who's going to come up the stairs, and what's going to go on, There will be days when you sleep and we just catch up with back work in the back room. And there's days when we just stagger through and there's not even enough time to get to the bathroom, let alone have lunch or do this or do that. That's life when you open a public facility, Overtime, nearly 9 o'clock. We're good to go yet for a while today. Who's in today staff-wise? It's in the shop, it'll be Kawai-san and Nakamura-san. They're a very reliable pair. They do Sundays together most weeks. They do Sundays together. And upstairs, I think there might be nobody. Oh no, Ichikawa-san's coming. The lady, she's been off in Taiwan for a few weeks, so she's back now. And she's plugging away through the subscription print for June. So I think she's coming in this morning. I took her paper out of the fridge anyway. I think I'm right. I'm not quite sure. So she could come anytime. Sometimes she comes early, sometimes she comes late. They're all in their own time. On the days when she comes late, she stays late. She's sometimes here in the evening quite a long time. 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, whatever. And Kawai-san's been doing double shift. He did double shift yesterday. He came nearly when the stream was finished, right? So he came at 9:30. Then he did a full day in the shop. Took just a few minutes lunch break because we were too busy. And then when we closed the door at around 5:30 to 6, he went upstairs and did printing. And he printed till about 9 o'clock. So he did like 11, nearly 12 hours yesterday. And the way he gets paid for something like that is the hours he spends in the shop. He's got a time, we've got a time clock, a time chart. So he'll be paid for his shop time on an hourly basis. And when he puts on his second hat and goes upstairs to be a printer, he gets paid on the prints, the numbers of good prints that he hands in. Except when they're doing a test job, which is on my nickel. They get paid by the hour for doing the testing and the test runs. Then once everything's decided, then they become, piecework laborers, and they hand in good prints and get paid for the good prints. And we're pretty flexible with this. If there has been too much testing or the print is too difficult for what they can handle, we pay extra for the time, even though maybe there wasn't enough good prints. And then what we don't do, like most other workshops used to do when they were still in business, is they charge the printers for defect sheets. If we're going to make a run of 100, I give 110 sheets or so. We expect about a 10% loss. And in other workshops, if the printer spoils more than 10%, they charge the printer for it. And I can't bear doing that. There's no way. These are young people. They're still not fully professional. The risk doesn't need to go on their shoulders completely. It's my risk for that stuff. Common sense, just common sense. Some of those workshops, when there was lots of labor around, the workshops were just so abusive. If the kids quit, who cares? There's lots more. And we don't do it like that anymore. It's just unbearable. I should remember to check once in a while, of course. Not available in my country. Oh, he put a music background track on that, which was silly. Silly. Whatever, I'll let him know then. Okay, hi. The video was uploaded in 2015. Whatever, all I know about is the email I got this morning. I have no idea. All I know is what story I just told you. I recorded my part in 2013 or 2014. I have to check my email to find out. Gave him the parts at that time, and then I got the email this morning that said it's finally ready. No idea. These, by the way, this is the most invisible part, so I've got to get these right. She's done a good job in catching hook size kind of feeling here. These are the visible ones, so stuff in the middle nobody ever sees. Brains don't just catch that kind of information. But stuff around the edges here, this will be visible and seen and understood. So these have to be pretty much nice looking. You always got to remember that when you're carving like a bunch of leaves on a tree or something, the ones at the edge are more important than the ones in the middle. Absolutely, they catch more attention. They also catch more pressure from the burn. When somebody's rubbing stuff in the middle of a block, doesn't get as much pressure as it does at the edge. There's nothing a carver can do about that, but the printer has to really be careful. Too much pressure on the edge, and those lines fatten up and lose their character and lose their taste, you know. You'll see any number of bad copies of this print where the edge stuff here has been pressed too hard. Look at this caps. I got one of the fonts to work. Questions. What are you doing here? What kind of prints sell well and stuff. Our only experience is just simply we have to keep a good variety of stuff in our shop. And obviously we are known now specifically for the heroes. The heroes are our brand. So people come here for the heroes. So you know, when we calculate what percentage of stuff we sell, calculate what percentage of the prints sell. It's not a random calculation, you know, a bunch of people off the street randomly. People have come here to find the heroes. So of course we sell a lot of those. But over and above that, which stuff sells in our shop, all I can say is anything and everything. I know since we've started our flea market, we don't really choose the stuff that goes in the flea market. It's what comes up at the dealer auctions, what I find in estate sales, what I find on Yahoo auctions here. And I bid on the things that look well made, in good condition. And I don't really bid on prints based on whether I think that will sell or not. Because our experience has been, it doesn't matter. Everybody has different tastes. And what I think is interesting and what the visitors to our shop think is interesting overlaps at some point and doesn't overlap at all at some other points. And we've had that experience any number of times. I've bought something because I thought it was cool and well made, but I don't know if anybody's going to like this. And somebody ends up liking it. Somebody will come in and say, oh my God, look at this, it's beautiful. Even if I wasn't interested in it. So we no longer choose prints for our flea market based on the theme or the topic or how famous that kabuki play was or anything like that. We simply choose the prints for our flea market based on the quality, how nicely and well they're made and how well they're preserved. The content is next to irrelevant because everybody's taste is different. And at some point down the line, somebody comes in and says, oh wow, look at that, I want to take it home. That was a party reservation, as you heard, and I should check to see if it was for this morning. We don't have a 10 o'clock reservation at present, and that might be what that is. No, it's for tomorrow, 10 o'clock. You're talking about a business update. It's well overdue for me to do another one, you know. It's just not a priority, but I should do that, especially with the Patreon now. Patreon's been 1 year, so I should do a business update for the 1 year anniversary of Patreon to show those people what's happened, you know. Because wow, we're way up. We're way up, way up, way up. It's not all just because of the Patreon support. Obviously, we're growing organically. But in simple terms, our where are we now? We're in 2018 now. So our 2017, just in the raw revenue, you know, how much flowed through this place, we were 150%, almost exactly 150% over the year before. And that year had been 150% over the year before that. So for 2 years in a row, the gross revenues grew by 150%. And it makes sense because we had opened a new venture, Asakusa, the shop, you know, was something new for us. So. And then this year so far, in fact, I think I mentioned this in a stream the other day, on May the 1st, we hit 50% of last year's revenue. So last year's full 12-month revenue, we hit the same level of that on May the 1st this year. So after 4 months, 1/3 of the year, we hit 1/2 of the previous year's revenue. So just in terms of raw data, raw sales data, we're growing like crazy, and it's an unsustainable growth rate, you know. And the next big thing that's going to change that now is opening the shop downstairs. And we'll see how that goes. Where are we? 9:17. Okay, any minute now the doorbell's going to ring. It'll be Kawai-san and Nakamura-san coming in for the day. And where are we? You can see I didn't quite get this area finished. I didn't expect to, but I didn't get it finished. So tomorrow's stream, today's Sunday. So there's one more stream left this week before the Tuesday break. So tomorrow's stream I'll be, I guess, finishing off this. And then I will be moving over to the calligraphy. And that'll be more than a day's job. I want to do that quite carefully. It says Katsushika Hokusai Namiura. So this is today's stream here. Monday's stream we'll be finishing the wave, I guess. Unless something else comes up, like I got to do more sizing or something. I still don't know. Those things always surprise me. So we'll see. And as I teased the other day too, there's going to be a printing stream soon because I have to do some more of our favorite print. In fact, there's a double batch going. I got the paper already sized for it for more owls, and me and Ishikawa-san, we're going to do it together. I know she's a bit frustrated by the fact that she hasn't been able to produce any yet. And so far, really, I'm the only person who's made owls here. All the staff has done a job not quite so well. The blue background hasn't been smooth enough, or the owl has been hit too hard with the barrel or whatever. They find that one actually very, very difficult. And she's not going to give up without a fight, so she wants to try another batch. And she's not worried about getting paid for it. She wants to do it on her own time, as a matter of her own pride. She thinks she should be able to do that, as I also think. So once she's finished this month's subscription print, which will be, I don't really know when, because I don't know how many days she's going to be working. Once she's finished that job, she's going to have an attack at the owls. And I made enough paper, I sized enough paper for both of us. We can't just depend on her to do it yet. Here we are, this will be Kawai-san, I think, coming up the stairs. If the same pattern holds, he'll go up and down the stairs a few times while he puts out the flag and puts out the poster. Decides whether to use the rainy day poster or the sunny day poster. I think it's going to be a sunny day today. I can hear him. The poster's going outside now. just grab the flag. Also predictable. That's the downstairs trip with the flag. He's now outside putting the flag up. Tying the door back. And one more ping pong when he comes in. Now the light switches should all flick one by one. Click, click, click as the lights go on. Kicks his shoes off. He's got my newspaper, I think, which was on the post box outside. Totally predictable sequence of events here. Kawai-san, good morning. Got my newspaper. We were listening to all the sounds. Ping pong, up, going down, going up, door opening, poster out. Gonna say hello to everybody.
シャッター開きますか？シャッター開けてオープン。
これからですね。そうそうそう。だからまだ営業時間。
まだ。
そうそう。Say hello to the stream here. Yesterday.
Good morning. おはようございます。
ちょっといい？ Yesterday, Kawai-san, you came in here and I said, say hello to the stream. And you said hello. And you did the same thing. You went, おはようございます。Common sense でしょ？ People are saying, oh my God, Japanese people, so polite.
いつもやんね。
そう。You can't see them. You don't know who they are. It's not a performance. It's common politeness. It's good. 悪い話じゃない。
ポライトで、別にフォーマルシチュエーション、only フォーマルシチュエーション、ティーチャーとかマスターね、おはようございますとかやるところもある。あとは、
Don't explain.
for customer.
Don't explain in Japanese. Explain in English.
Explain.
Come here closer.
This polite おはようございます for the teacher or for the master or something. Maybe っていうか、そういう。
I think it's different. They're not your teachers. It's a question of respect. This is a group of people. If you were on a stage and there's an audience, you do the same thing. おはようございます because there's a group of people. So you speak with respect. And I think that's what's happening here. It's just...
あとは situation ですね。The for people and plus situation, the occasion というか、so choose the occasion. So in the polite situation, so choose the... Sometimes, not ordinary, not ordinary.
No, of course. Everybody knows that.
はい、よとか。
そう。
friend は、おやす。
Don't teach them bad language. It's okay.
This is for friend that like a slang.
The point being, it's a question of respect. His movement like this was a question of respect. That's nice.
パフォーマンスで、その長友っていうサッカーフットボーラーが、ゴール、after finish the goal の時に、お辞儀パフォーマンスってやって、for people 受けたんですよ。イタリアのが受けたから、ちょっと真似して、ああいう見てたんですよ。サッカープレイヤー、長友。そう。
Does somebody have a bowing icon? You can bow back to him here. Anyway, there are we with our stream. It's 9:24. I've got to get out into the shop. We've had a good, quiet stream. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity here to carve nice and peacefully and quietly. Very nice. So, and as again, to reiterate, let me zoom out a bit just to show what's going on here. Here we are with the block for one of our new party prints. It's coming along very well. Tiny bit of waves should happen in the next session, along with the calligraphy, which will take more than one session. Then it'll be clearing the outside border, wiping it off, and I've got to decide what to do about the chip. You asked me before what to do. There's a chip on the border there, and I'll either have to plug it or I'll have to maybe make the border a bit thinner. We'll see. It's only a print party block, right? Okay, I'm out of here. Thank you very much. See you next time, same station tomorrow. Not sure what I'll be doing, but here we go. Hi, camera off. Hot mic, but Kawai-san is in the next room, so there's nobody to talk to. We'll just quietly shut this down. Thank you very much. See you next time.